do you think that we as an NDC, knowing that the Volta region is our stronghold, we will do anything to destabilize the region so that in the upcoming election
you might not do it no, you might not do it thinking you want to destabilize it, but you might do it that they should arise, fight the government and make the government feel insecure, or make people think that this government,
no matter how strong the army of the secessionists are, they can never be powerful than the military of Ghana.
Akwaba eba to my GH and so Nana ama obusua any medina sabre omayi emu ensem and amede ebe somo ewo to my GH efide yi eso ebusua for eye na sentemu obesha eye news a eba ni nuanu ejina Volta region yes, secessionist group be our mama so had to say one more April for Hudie Eddie Ama Western Togoland and Nuntanam so one more the be trader Eddie to crime Musikwana Ebiso hijack police stations Ebiso she STC but saying somebody there also part as will be as Momoka Efi yes group no emune say ye more kind no moment me enter more any one kasa one more ekrum na sa and some way enti and at say former MP, Member of Parliament for Hohoi South constituency, Mr. Kosi Kedem, Waba Bonte, Abetre and Semino Emu. Now, no, so Eddie or the better Janet say, Ghana or Mayi Muse or Mayi say Yajatum Oba Emranimwa, a new wasa. Legally no Ghana existe na watch democrat ka say British phone conform mobile strike omefa Ghana no mu atese wo colonize here no wo mo sisa Ghana efi Gold Coast kra abetu agiatum se Ghana wo de Togoland ka wono kra no wo ma factory atabia anto atese wo mo sensan a kire say bibi say e de wo ma yenti ebre say anase conditions bi e da ho no wo ma fa bi anto no bi mu so no refer to the UN resolution 1044 no no ye document and who here say you bet me a dear by rectify mistakes are British for no one more a year a year Togoland, Western Togoland, and Ghana, former Gold Coast, or more day a boom, no bet me a dear rectify neighbors for and some day acquire Emra 70 Mudu Dopa, Nunti, at once I added a fair a year Amanyoko, NDC, one more branch chairman, or Okaiko Central. Say, Ombe no be bien, some no entering ye near Thomas said the Omo Patron, Yenta say, Ninja for and go baby at the break, trying to
too much GH. We are boy shout out to your fans and everybody who is watching too much GH. Me dey the Isaiah Kodwampo, we betun afem the great tempo, mbring. One man come when you too much GH. Too much GH. Mu too much. Na me so me I'm more fire.
Ebuza for na Mr. Somamo Akwaba biem na sena medika ekaye Mr. Mohammed Mafuz Bashir Ewaha to say better try and come Eddie Afa Mr. Kosi Kedem lensem na wode abetu edwano. Mr. Mohammed, you are very welcome.
Thank you very much.
I hope you are fine.
I'm doing fine. How are you too?
I'm also very fine.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so let's get on into the conversation. Mr. Kosi Kedem is a former Member of Parliament, and I can tell that he's a part or a member of your party, the NDC. With his submission about the legal state of Ghana, about the British not going through the legal tender to register Ghana as a country and doing all those legal terms around maintaining the fact that Ghana and the Western Togoland can be a country for as long as we stand in independence. Whatever he said about the whole situation, do you agree with him?
Well, let's just draw our attentions back to the days of independence and how it came into existence.
Okay, please can you be a little...
Even though then Ghana was not at loggerheads with our colonial masters, in one way or the other, they left things shabbily undone, left us with our mess. So later on we come and then do our own things, and these are some of the things that they didn't do and then that they should have done to solve all these problems that they have to have done. And then regarding his statement as well, We are in a critical moment in this country that almost the country is unstable with this secessionist thing, and then a lot of people are on the lookout, like, who are these?
What is next?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who are these people, and what do they really want here and there? So almost to say that we are almost in an unstable nation, though not all part of the country. A part of the country is unstable. I think the statement that he had made was right. However, it wasn't appropriate at the right time that he should have done.
Okay,
because it was something that was
let me come in. If I understand you very well, he said something right, but at the wrong time.
At the wrong time.
Okay. You can go on. I just wanted to make that point very clear.
So it was the right thing that he said, because if the due process should have been gone through, it should have been gone through. We shouldn't wait till this time that we'll be referred back to something that has not been done. So you see, that is how it tastes like. So he made a right statement at the wrong time. We are in a situation that the country is unstable, and likely any mishap could cause tensions to rise here and there, and that would maybe give those people a bit of power to do what they are doing. But I think if we are proactive, earlier when I made some reference to proactiveness and reactiveness.
Yes, very true.
In all things that we have to do, we have to be proactive, preparing for all other things that we want to do in the near future. We shouldn't wait until it gets to that time that we would have to do it.
Okay. Okay, so though in his submission he frowned on the violent attempt by the secessionist group to fight for their freedom, yet you stated yourself that it was a wrong time to make such a statement. So, with reference to our previous discussion, you stated that from 2016, since the ruling government gained power up to now, in their delivery and sometimes their speech and attitude, they have made the people of Volta region feel like they are not part of the country, they are not involved in whatever activities that are concerned with Ghanaians, those we termed as Ghanaians. So now, with a member of your political party, Mr. Kosi Kedem, coming out to give such a submission, when, as you said it yourself, the time is inappropriate, such a time that the atmosphere is tense, everybody wants to know what can be done to avert the situation, to stop the situation as at its beginning. And with he saying that Ghana doesn't legally exist, doesn't it mean that he has even really added more fire, or more petrol to the fire that is already burning?
Well, as it is, I don't think any rightful thinking Ghanaian would, in a way, wish something bad happens to in this country that would destabilize our country. And I am very certain the honorable ex-member of parliament in no way was intending to cause commotion or what. He was suggesting to the government that, okay, this is what should have been done. But as I said earlier, he wasn't calculative in his word, in what he has to say. We have to be proactive rather than reactive. He was reactive rather than being proactive to the situation on the ground. So I think that was his mistake. But I don't think there needs to be much brouhaha about it, because even the ruling government is almost doing something like that.
Do you think this statement is enough for it's enough to empower the secessionist group to get up again and come back much more harder?
Well, in a certain extent, I think he is calling on the government to do what is right.
Really?
Yes, he's telling the government to do what is right, but at least this should have been done behind closed doors. But this is the right thing that he's supposed to say. What is there is there. You cannot change it.
True.
Or can we change it? We cannot change it. It is something that is on the ground. It is there. In one way or the other, someone, or even those people themselves, might have known about this already.
No, okay. He's also a Voltairean, so
those people fighting for the secession might have known about this already. So it is not a hidden fact. Since it is there, definitely they will talk about it. They know about it already.
Okay, so don't you also think the ruling government is also aware of this history of the secessionist group already?
Well, the government of this nation and anywhere else is serious about their people and the well-being of their country. So if to say that the government doesn't know about this, it will be absolutely shameful to we the citizens of this country that that our government doesn't know about something like this. The government should be well versed with the happenings in that part of the country and what's led to it, and even should inform the citizens about it rather than the citizens informing the government about it.
Okay.
So the government is in the right position to know about this.
Your government came before this ruling government. Even in that time, that is from 2012 to 2016, the 50 years term had already been fulfilled. So why didn't your government sit with the secessionist group to negotiate about their independence or anything like that? But they waited and another government came and took over, and now that they are misbehaving, it's now the term of this new government, so it is the whole responsibility falls on its neck. Why?
Okay, during those times you said the 50 years had already elapsed.
Yes, sure.
If there was something tangible, these people at that time would have come forward with their claims that, oh, the 50 years had already elapsed. So where from those people? Out of the blue moon.
So it still falls on the neck of this ruling government.
Yes, because if there was something then, it should have come out. It should have come out at that time because the 15 years had already elapsed. They should have spoken about it, not wait until almost 4 years now talking about it. It doesn't absolutely hold no water.
Okay, let's go on to Mr. Kosi Kedem's advices. He was like, violence, confrontation, repression, they are very powerful, but dialogue, negotiation, engagement are far more powerful than violence, because violence does not solve any problem. Dialogue does. It gives you a long-lasting solution to the problem. These people, I am referring to the secessionist group, they know all this. I'm sure they are very well informed about how to go about their agenda. So in coming forward or putting their agenda forward, they could have suggested to sit down with the ruling. If this is the time they want such a thing to happen, they could have chosen or opted for sitting down with the ruling government and talking it out with him about how they want to go about their secessionist group and whatever they want to do, like independence for the Western voter or Western Togoland. Why did they choose violence? Is it because the ruling government is a government they are not affiliated to?
Well, as I earlier on hinted, this is something a politically motivated uprising in the Togoland.
It's politically motivated.
Because if it isn't politically motivated, during the NDC administration, we didn't see anything like this.
Okay.
So how come in this time, knowing verily that is a stronghold of the NDC, and then out of nowhere destabilization, so that the 2020 elections, people would not have the peace of mind. Some people even would be of the notion that, okay, since our community is unstable, I'll feel so scared to go out and vote on that day. But it shouldn't be so. We should sit down on the round table discussing. Violence in any way has never solved anything. Violence, as Mahatma Gandhi said, in a gentle way, we can shake the world. We can shake the world. Our security agencies are there. They should go into the matter, find the necessary measures to put in place so that this thing will be averted even in the distant future. That we will solve it now once and for all. That in no way in the near future that something like this would arise.
Mr. Bashar, if you say it's politically motivated, in Ghana here, we understand politically motivated as a particular political party doing something to, bring out an outcome. So, if it's politically motivated, and we know that when you talk about the voter region, it's affiliated to the NDC, that's the biggest opposition in Ghana here, then are you not saying that you people are the ones behind this? violence alone.
How can we destabilize a community that we know we have the majority of?
I'm talking about the violence approach, because they could have chosen dialogue.
Yes, that is why I'm saying.
Just as they avoided this kind of agenda when you people were ruling, that's the NDC around about 2012 and 2016. Just like they avoided, they could have avoided it now also and found out ways to sit the government down and have a dialogue with the government, but they chose violence. And you yourself made the statement that it was politically motivated. Yes. So is it not you people doing this to Ghana?
Do you think that we as an NDC, knowing that the Volta region is our stronghold, we will do anything to destabilize the region so that in the upcoming elections
you might not do it no, you might not do it thinking you want to destabilize it, but you might do it that they should arise, fight the government and make the government feel insecure, or make people think that this government,
no matter how strong the army of the secessionists are, they can never be powerful than the military of Ghana, the security system of Ghana. So let's take for instance those people over there started the act of violence, and let's take about 1,000 men of the security men of Ghana were sent to that region. Do you think they are going to win against us? Ghana's military is one of the most well prepared along the West African sub-region. So how do you consider just a small group of people overpowering an entire army of a nation?
Then how then again can such a small group of people think that because of their political ambitions and what is going on, they can arise?
So isn't that the political motivation? Because one, it is pure act of politics to destabilize the region. So definitely the government will not use excessive force on them.
Really?
Yes. Do you think that no, definitely just way between these two. If NDC is behind this thing, definitely NDC is going to lose in that place, because definitely the government will send a lot of military personnel there to curtail all these problems that is happening, and then that would mean in a long extent destabilize the region, because the people over there will feel scared to come out and vote for the NDC.
But even as we talk, there are military presence over that place because of the instability around.
Yeah, definitely. So the people are over there are scared.
Don't you also think it's a well-crafted plan by the NDC? I'm using the NDC because you brought the idea that it's politically motivated. Don't you think it's a well-crafted plan to make the government look
unpopular?
Yeah, to make the government unpopular and look unable to solve security issues. Like as you said, it took them unaware. The police were unaware of such a thing like that. The military was wasn't aware of what was going to happen, but it just happened and it took everybody by surprise. Don't you think it was critically analyzed and crafted for that reason?
So you think our security system in this country is so poor that such a thing would happen, that will be taken by surprise, and I think the security doesn't know anything about it?
You are not in power, but you have people in the parliament.
No matter how powerful an opposition is, the opposition cannot be powerful than the ruling government. We are not talking about political parties. We are talking about a government and an opposition party.
Okay.
The government has all the resources that it needs to carry out everything that it needs in this country, that it wants to be done in this country.
Okay.
How about the opposition? Even the resources are not much. So definitely the government should be responsible for everything that happens in this country. We cannot blame for the opposition for something like this. Even if the opposition has done something like that, it is the responsibility of the government to make sure that something like this doesn't happen.
Okay, so do you condemn their act also, or you think that it's their right to fight for their independence if they think this government is not helping?
Well, I don't think there is any rightful thinking Ghanaian that would not condemn the act of violence in this country. Violence in any means must be condemned, must never be entertained. Should we welcome that act of violence? It starts small and it starts eating up. Definitely it will gain a lot of strength, movement from people joining it. And then in one way or the other, in 1 or 2 years, this country will be unstable. We will not have a peaceful environment to go about our daily activities. So definitely, there is no way I'm going to commend their violent acts. No. I strongly do not commend it.
Okay, so if the NDC, I'm taking your your statement as the NDC, the view of the whole party, the NDC party. So if the NDC is not commending them on their act, why aren't party members, the big heads, political party members like the former president and also leaders in the voter region, the MPs in power in the voter region, why are they not taking a stand and looking for these people, this group? Because I realized that they are actually a group that exists, that have people that people know that okay, this is a member of this group, this, and so why aren't they calling them up, like speaking to them about the issue?
This isn't the responsibility of the opposition party.
It's your stronghold.
It is never the responsibility of the opposition party to go and sit down on a round table to discuss with them and then tell them to stop something like this. It is the responsibility of the government.
But as you said, if it grows and become...
If the opposition should do something, we'll be breaching protocol. Definitely. Everything that has a weight, it is done. The opposition party cannot go behind us to go and meet them. No, it is the responsibility of the government of the day to make sure that they find the necessary measure to put in place to solve all these problems. If the opposition decide to do this, it might turn into something different.
Okay. So your final words, so we can just end the discussion.
Well, Ghana has always been a peaceful country and a model for peace in Africa and the world at large. We should make sure and ensure that Ghana remains peaceful, no matter what happens. We are peace-loving people, and it should remain so.
I want us to end, but I want you to add this. What do you recommend your party heads do about the whole situation? If they shouldn't go out and speak to them, like speak to the people, what else should they do?
Well, we are reliant on the government of the day should tell us there are necessary, the necessary things that they think they deem necessary that would be put in place to avoid all these things. So I think the big heads of our party are looking up to the government of the day to come out with the necessary measures to put in place so that we will be able to...
Even if you have those measures, you wait on the ruling party to bring out...
We are not on the front of affairs. We are not on the helm of affairs. It is the government of the day that is responsible for this. So we are looking up to the government of the day to come out with something beneficial that would benefit Ghana as a whole, not just a group of people, but everyone.
Aha, any rebesi now also what doing tray efa the attitude won come wa say no betimi e de aba e too much age your comment section won na e bi musu no follow yen our Instagram page at @toomachgh_. Medin edina na ama obuso amene NDC for communicator e bi musu say branch chairman Emma Okaiko Central and yedi enkomo nyame adoma ibesan edi enhia bi makramo.
Too much GH. We did that Kosi Japan. A brave and best TV. Me share too much GH. The move for. Hey, almost sports and as entertainment. Hey, the move for. Munko son show mo. No anybody debia. Madam, I love you.
Me did the Isaiah Kojampo. But me and family the great tempo. Bring. One man come on here share too much GH. Too much GH. Too much. Na me so me I'm more fire.